The prisoner did only one thing every day. That was to deliberately approach the prison guard and observe the keys around his waist. After returning to the cell, he'd draw them carefully. He couldn't afford the slightest deviation. He'd make several revisions even for just one detail. But this wasn't the end. After the prison guard finished checking the cells, he'd light a match and carefully observe the keyhole. Then, he'd take a piece of white paper and carefully rub it back and forth against the keyhole. In this way, he obtained the outer contour of the keyhole. But how could he figure out the internal structure? The man rolled up the paper and slowly inserted it into the keyhole. After that, he stirred it constantly with a wooden stick. Thus, he got the depth of the keyhole. Although he had the drawings, it was far from enough. He needed to make the keys. Acquiring materials became a problem. The next day, he took the chance to tell this to his cellmate. He hoped to get his help. After a short thought, the cellmate agreed. They were going to work in the woodworking shed that day. The man secretly took several wooden strips. Next, he just needed to take them back and sand them. To avoid being noticed by the prison guards, he put the wooden strips into a kettle. Then, he signaled to his partner to draw the guards' attention. He, meanwhile, used a towel to block the kettle's mouth. The prison guard seemed to sense something. The next second, he ordered everyone to line up and had their kettles checked one by one. Absorbed by the towel, the wooden strips hidden inside weren't poured out. Right after, the guard shook the kettle a few times. No sound came from inside. In this way, the man successfully got the materials he needed. First, he sanded them with a file. Then, he assembled them with glue. A wooden key was made. With a nervous heart, he inserted the key into the keyhole. With a clear click, the iron door actually opened. But this wasn't enough to escape. He had to make all the keys in the place. From then on, whenever he had the chance, he stared at the keys, and he memorized them firmly in his mind. One day, when he was testing, the key got stuck in the keyhole. Just then, the prison guard came to check the cells. He tried to pick out the wood chips with his hands, but it was stuck far too tightly.